Good morning, good afternoon, welcome everybody, Talos Movies here, and as always, I am here with another update of the week for you. Today, we're looking for the update of November the 28th, 2024, and it's a big update, so I'm gonna be doing a few skipping parts, like we're not gonna watch the new Mobile Suit trailers or anything, if my memory serves me right, hopefully it does, and I'm just not too tired. We've mentioned that the unit that was coming came out, which is the God Gundam. And by now you've probably seen already the BRL Custom 02, so there's no point in me going into too far detail for units you've already seen. But we'll cover them per usual, where we look at their stats and everything along the way. What I will do as a first thing first is, so that I will remember always, I will thank our patrons at the start. Our patrons are Admiral Cory Resk, our Private First Class Gundam Explainer Recruit Andrew Skinner. Thank you all for your help and your assistance always. And if you want to assist the channel and make my life easier for me to make videos more often and make this my dedicated go-to, where I pretty much yap to you about the new mobile suits and make Gundam videos and future videos as well, depending on how my time schedule looks. Feel free to join the Patreon. Either way, we got a few things to talk about today. And starting first things first, the two mobile suits that we're talking about today are the BRL Custom 02 and the God Gundam. The God Gundam is obviously PC exclusive right now, and the BRL Custom 02 is the console release. Now I'm saying right now because we don't know for certain if things will change. If they do change, good news for us. If they don't, oh well, can't be helped. What can you do, am I right? But starting things first, PC got the God Gundam, as I just said. The God Gundam is a 4-star 700 raid that can go both on ground and space, with a guaranteed 7 and 10 step, just like the Xi and the Penelope got. And if you get the 7th step, you get the God Gundam specifically. 10th step gives you the God Gundam plus the King of Hearts marking and a second God Gundam, meaning that you are able to enhance it rapidly. To dive straight into it, we're gonna look really quickly at the God Gundam because it has a lot going on for it, so we're gonna do just that. Already you can see that it has really good stats in terms of resistance and movement. It's got on the mid-end now for raids in terms of HP, but its beam and ballistic resists are kind of on the lower end. Its range strength is on the low as well. 160 movement speed is one of the highest that we have in the game. 230 top speed, again on the highest end. 75 thruster gauge, 90 turning rate, and strong melee priority, which stays that. Two unique counters, really good slots, and really good overall movement speed. First of all, we'll look at its weapons. Its weapons look like the machine cannon and the head Vulcans ×4. Which it's interesting because the machine cannon and the head Vulcans you can shoot while boosting. The machine cannon ×2 is, while it is capable of build stunning, meaning that you're gonna need to land 100 bullets to build stun, it's incredible in terms of DPS, and it has ASL and obviously can be shot while boosting. And the head Vulcans are your build stun, which you can also shoot while boosting. And it's 5% build stun, meaning that if I were to guess, you wanna use the head Vulcans to build stun quickly. Its melee weapon is the Burning Gundam Blow, which is on the lower end, 2500 melee damage, which is, as I said, on the lower end, and it has short range, but really quick cooldown and prep times. And during hyper mode, it gains a heavy attack, which you can see right now the modifiers that it gets. Specifically, the 100% neutral and side swing and 145% down swing with the heavy attack in hyper mode, which is interesting, to put it lightly. heavy attack unlocks at hyper mode, but that's just me. Then you have the Burning Slash, which is literally just the beam saber of the God Gundam with really good damage and the more classic melee range and everything of the sort. So Gundam is the classics. I just realized that I forgot to include the neutral side and downswing damage for this one, but I do have my notes to my right, so allow me to really quickly look at them. And the the neutral swing is 100%, the side swing is 75%, and the downswing is 160%. So I will edit it live while you're watching this. So there's nothing magic about this. There's nothing special. Just the notes are the nicest part about all of this, I guess, than anything else. But yeah, it's more of a dedicated, more dedicated melee weapon, more classic. Now the Burning Slash Wave, 2600 power, it's a melee weapon with range and ammo, as you've noticed. It works closer to a beam boomerang-like weapon because it is a melee stun, which ignores obviously maneuver armor to some extent, depending on the maneuver armor, because if it's high maneuver armor, it cannot really ignore. It's, it works a little like a melee weapon, so it will ignore some resistances. And it's a stop to fire with a 50% build stun, which is interesting on a melee weapon to give build stun. 707. I'm struggling, don't mind me. 0.77 seconds, so not even a full second, 3/4 of a second to get prepped pretty much. And only 4 seconds reload with a good range. Now, you may have noticed that there is a transformation, I guess you could say, but in all reality that's just the Meikyo Shisui, or pretty much what we know as the true super mode, which is the gold form, I guess you could say, of the God Gundam. Now, I should say this. Your melee changes vastly in Meikyo Shisui. There's a lot that changes actually in Meikyo Shisui, do forgive me. Your melee damage for your Burning Gundam blow goes up, as you've noticed, so does the Burning Slash. And you unlock Sekihat and Kyoken instead of the Burning Slash Wave, meaning that this gets replaced. The Hyper Mode Burning Gundam Blow has a bit more range because it gets unique melee, and same does the Burning Slash Hyper Mode, which again they get unlocked at Meikyo Shisui, but I thought it was easier to call it Hyper Mode, although the skill itself is not. So that I realize can be a bit tiresome. As you've noticed already, probably the prep times are incredibly quick. Even the Sekihaten Kyoken is a heavy stagger melee projectile with 400 range, 12-second reload at least, which is a good thing because you don't want to reload at 4 seconds. Imagine having a heavy stagger at 4 seconds. Already it's a ranged one. PRSs, the melee modifiers are pretty high as well for the God Gundam at 120% neutral, 100% side, and 150% downswing with 350% the heavy attack again on just the base bare bones melee. And the Beam Saber or the Burning Slash 175 and 200%, the final, the downswing always hitting twice. So already you see that it's a melee monster in disguise, but let's look at the skills to see what makes it tick. Already we're looking at Assault Booster, level 4 melee composite system, which is a big level, so meaning that you have 4 swings, offense system, and high performance balancer. Ambak level 2, maneuver armor level 4, force injectors level 3, power accelerator level 3, which is the same as the Demeter, which is big. The heavy attack D, which is Domon's own heavy attack, I guess, while you have the heavy attack charged, you kind of get the equivalent of a close combat system where ranged weapons will not insta-stun you. Instead, they have to build stun you. Flight control program level 3, emergency evasion system level 3, anti-blast stabilizers, backbinder, special cushioning level 3, which is the only binder, buffer that it has, meaning that you can only take reduced damage on your back, nowhere else. Good luck with that. High performance counter program level 2, meaning at 50% HP you get the special counter. School of Master Asia, which is interesting because it increases specifically the mobility and reduces the thruster usage of your pilot, not your mobile suit, your pilot. Mobile trace system, when an enemy mobile suit is destroyed with a melee attack of yours, it doesn't count, by the way, ranged melee attacks, meaning that the Sekihaten Kyoken and the burning slash wave will not come towards this. But it readies instantly your melee weapon again, meaning that you can kill them, boost, and use the same weapon right away without any delay. Hyper mode now is interesting because it's kind of like the entity of the God Gundam, but better by a mile, because you only need to deal 5,000 damage with your melee weapons, and upon pressing the special weapon button, you enter hyper mode, which heals you for 6,000 HP, fully repairs your parts, increases your melee and range boost by 20, plus 15 movement speed, meaning you go to 175. Insane. All directional speed is made to 100 instead of 190 and 90. And you gain maneuver armor level 5 with some of the weapons having their functions altered. Specifically, the Knuckles gain their heavy attack, meaning that you can use the heavy attack D. Meikyo Shisui is now interesting. After 30 seconds in hyper mode, again kind of like into Awakening, press the special weapon button. On entering again Meikyo Shisui, you get the reduced thruster consumption by 30%, take 30% less damage by ranged attacks, heal again 4000 HP, fully repair parts again, reduce enemy melee resistances by 10%, and take a reduced build stun by 20%. Which is nuts, because that means that you have two ways to heal yourself, which means that you can heal yourself for a total of 10,000 HP. Incredible. And that's just the God Gun. Now I will say that while it's so good, it doesn't have any damage control, so your only way to avoid getting stunned is maneuver armor, and even then maneuver armor level 4 and 5 will only get you so far, meaning that you have to focus on getting into Meikyo Shisui, aka the gold form, aka the super mode of the God Gundam, and hope for the best. Because otherwise, if you don't catch up with your melee, you're gonna be getting caught up in getting lit up. Because while it's small and speedy, the moment you're stunned and you're stuck being stationary, you will melt. Meaning that this unit is very, very good. I'd say it's in the top 5 in my list, top 3 if not, And it's gonna be fun. I'm hoping that it gets added to console soon, but that's just me hoping. Either way, moving forwards. A limited supply drop is underway, which gives you 10 parts, one of which you can get during a 10 roll from this one, and the parts are incredible. You have the educational computer, which is incredible composite frame type A and type B, the new anti-armors, which are really interesting, psycho package, alright, spaced armor, the worst of the bunch, heavy armor, incredible, mobility enhancer, also incredible. So yeah. I covered really quickly God Gundam as quickly as I could. Weekly free 10 roll with 2 guaranteed 2 stars and 1 guaranteed 3 star or up. It also includes 5 stars, as you've noticed. So you get 12 rolls for the weeklies. By the way, I should say it's for the entirety of the month of December, pretty much until the 25th or 26th, meaning that you get we had the 28th, which was last week, so we're getting 3 more free 10 rolls. So yeah, premium login bonus. Now that's pretty entertaining, but as you've noticed already, Hey, what? Huh. I guess someone did a minor mess up here, but yeah. Oh, actually, no, it makes sense. It was saying that since the 30th you get the premium login, but then I remembered, yeah, it makes sense because then the 31st, yeah. Don't mind me, I was thinking start of the new month because I am in the opposite end of the ocean from the US, so it took me by a moment. I was confused this way. I just had a minor brain fart on my knee. The Phoenix, which is incredible, Bulgy Thunderbolt, which is great, and the Ghoul, which is also great, are available with the Platinum or Premium login bonus. Obviously, you're gonna have to probably whale to get it or no life it. Good luck to whichever endeavor you follow. Nemo Cannon level 1 has been added to the recycle ticket counter with the Galbaldi Beta Hammable type level 1 being added in the DP store. But that covers all of our PC update, meaning we're moving to console. Console has started its Black Friday event. Sorry, why did I start it? It is continuing its Black Friday event. And this Black Friday event is ending on the 5th of the month. And for those that forgot, I keep bringing it up, but that's something that I need to do constantly. On the 5th is the Winter Festival for console, meaning that yes, PC got the Winterfest before console. So maybe we'll get a big release as well. Maybe the BRL Custom O2 was a bait roll, which, if that were the case, I'm glad I saved. Speaking of the new unit, BRL Custom O2, you really don't want to see the Kirin when it's angry, it says. Now, I will give you a hot take of mine. I don't think it's as good as it sounds. But I'll go in detail on that without, being overbearing. Certainly. Let's look first of all at what it said. It's a 600 support that can go both ground and space with a new unique skill. Now, there is a video on it per usual, and this is the new skill, the Aero Armor. But instead of reading it outright, we're gonna look at the unit stats per usual. Let's begin by looking at this. First of all, pretty tanky, right? Pretty tanky. Except for its melee resistances, because it's support, because supports can't have good things when it comes to melee resists, unless it's a very few set of support. Really good range strength. Mid melee strength, even, for a support. It's not a general. Good movement speed, good top speed, good thruster gauge, good turning speed, weak melee priority. Counter is a high kick which is big, point blank beam barrage as a special counter, good slots, alright directional speed. Let's look really quickly at the weapons. We're starting off with the BRL Custom O2 long rifle, which is its classic beam rifle. Nothing major to see here. BRL Custom long beam saber, which is mostly a run of the mill beam saber. Even its melee modifier goes to 150%, which is alright. BRL Custom O2 long rifle times 2, 180 power, fires 10 rounds. 8% hit rate, again 10 rounds, 300 range, 0.3 seconds cooldown with 18-second reload, 0.5 seconds prep time, 10% build stun per shot, and it fires 10, meaning you have 100% build stun, enough to break level 1 maneuver armor and to stun generals. As you've already noticed, it's ASL compatible and it has a limited release as an available skill, meaning that if you press the reload button while you haven't used up any of your hit rate, it will go into the limiter off, which we see over there, right under it, which is the limiter off. It gets plus 80 damage, it gets 10 seconds of infinite fire rate, 25 extra range, it gets a long 35-second cooldown, its build stun is reduced to 6% from 10%, which is wild. It should have been reversed by my standards, but that's just me. It's ASL compatible, pierces, you can shoot it while moving around, which is alright. Then we have the beam cannon ×2, which is the classic backpack beam cannons again. The only major difference is that it pierces, 30% ×2 build stun, and it staggers. Then we have the beam cannon repeat fire, which sounds really interesting. You're looking at this and you're like, oh, that must be good. You know, it's got a lot of fire rate, therefore it has to be good. You have 4 beam cannons firing back to back in a rapid succession, meaning that you should get a lot of build stun, should make it easy for you to, you know, to stun someone. The problem is that your shots will not go straight to the reticle. They go to the general direction of the reticle, but they're not gonna go straight to your reticle. It's pretty much a covering fire barrage. You're hoping that a lot of people are bunched together so that you can land your hits on multiple enemies to do enough damage, and hopefully at least build stun someone for your team, because you can't even fully build stun anyone. You can make them go up to 80% if you somehow manage to land all 8 beam shots. Problem is that you're a wide unit firing against much linear units most of the time, so good luck build stunning anyone that is not a BR land custom itself, BR land Soldi, or BR land in general. Maybe if you're lucky you might hit an Atlas BC, but even then, if you're having to shoot an Atlas BC, either you or your team is doing something wrong where you have to encounter the Atlas BC at close quarters. This unit wants to play as a front-lining or mid-lining at least support, but some of its tools don't feel like they are capable of doing so. Speaking of its tools, when you're boosting while in flight mode, you go into Aero Armor, which gives you the Beam Cannon Repeat Fire Aero Armor type, which fires 4 beams with a 2800 damage. Technically you do less damage, but it's for the better than the worse, because all of these stun and they are ASL compatible, and you can shoot them obviously while boosting, because you will be boosting, and by landing that shot you can follow it up with a ram attack, but I will explain further afterwards. This also pierces and has ASL, which is a big deal. For the skills, we have the High Performance Radar level 3, Observational Data Link level 1, Resist Move, High Performance Aerospace Gimbal, Flight Control Program level 3, High Performance Balancer, High Spec AMBAC, Force Injectors level 2, which is really nice, Optimized Cooling Efficiency, Flight System level 3, High Spec Flight Control, High Performance Counter Program level 2, Aero Armor, which we talked about. After boosting for 1 second in flight mode with the Beam Cannon Repeat Fire equipped, enter Aero Armor, which increases your boost speed by 15, making you go to 230, which is really nice. 30% reduced thruster consumption, and you also alter compatible weapons. And one thing that I forgot, oh no, it's here, gains ram attack. I don't know why, but it's for some reason cut off here. Allow me to fix that. I will have to fix it later, actually, now that I think about it. And then you have the special armor material for both arms, which is the other unique skill that it gets, which reduces damage taken to arms by 30% and reduces stagger accumulation by 9 stacks on your arm shields, I guess you could say. Effects are further enhanced against beam weapons. Special Soldier Buffer level 3, and finally Thrust-based Firing Cooling System, which is really good because all of your weapons are beams. Well, that covers all of the stats of the Bjarlan Custom 02. As you can tell, I'm not majorly impressed by the Bjarlan Custom 02, and it's unfortunate because as a unit, the Bjarlan Custom overall is a really cool unit. The Bjarlan Custom 02 was done dirty both in the manga and novel, and now in the game, as it wants to play kind of like almost like a general but not general, and unless your team is handling enough the front line where you can bombard the enemy team, you're gonna lose out on a lot, because the ability to defend yourself is a lot lower than its other counterparts, like the Bjarlan Isolde, Bjarlan Custom, and Bjarlan Normal. Now, I'm not saying that it's a useless unit, it's actually a pretty solid unit. I am just unfortunately a bit sour with seeing how good the God Gundam or Burning Gundam, depending on who you are, came out to be versus the BRL and Custom 02. Regardless, it's a bombardment unit that wants to play in the air without resists against aerial attacks. You're gonna have to focus on your mobility before you focus on taking hits. So you want to avoid as many hits as possible, even now. The BRL and Custom obviously comes with its boosted supply drop, which comes with its own yep, there it is, with its own part, which is the high capacity supply pack, which is really nice. It's 15% quicker reload for any reloadable weapons like a beam, ballistic, and other weaponry. That overall, if they overhit or reload, it's quicker for them. It's just badly translated. So yeah, it's a really strong part. It only uses 13 slots, whereas it normally would use double that. So that's really solid. I'd say that's a really strong part if you want quick loaders and auxiliary generators at the same time. Then we have the Ghoul level 1, level 2 rolls that are available for a limited supply drop. The Atlas Thunderbolt is the premium login bonus for console, along with the Dolmel Duo, which is a really good mobile suit, and the Akai Thunderbolt, again a really good mobile suit, so a really good lineup for this month. And finally, for the recycle counter, we're looking at the Gym Dominance Aqua type or Underwater Equipment type level 1, Striker Custom level 4, Full Armor Gundam type B level 4, and Zero Seeker level 4, all in the recycle counter. And the DPX chains got the Alex CA, all of which, except for the Zero Seeker, are really solid units, with the Gym Dominance and the Alex CA being the best of the bunch. The Zero Seeker requires a lot of fine-tuning before it reaches 700, and the Full Armor Type B will require a bit of love to get in 650 as comparatively as some of our other 650s. But that covers everything. I try to be as thorough as possible so that you will not think that I'm just saying things just to be mean. This time I had to thoroughly cover things, especially the units, to, because they are actually interesting. We got a really, really solid, one of the better raids out there, and a decent 4-star support. It's unfortunate though, but I think that more could have been done with that. Regardless, that was all from me. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that some of this info dumping has helped you in any way, shape, or form. And I'll see you on the battlefield. Until we meet again, have an excellent day.